In this Geo-Surface tutorial, we're just going to have a quick look at some of the other exports. So we looked at the backup restore project. So the next on the list is the generate report. So this lets you generate a PDF report that gives all the information needed about your drainage project as you have loaded right now. So you click on drainage report and you can enter in any information you want in the boxes. You can also check on or off what you want to have included in the report. And you can also enter in any costs associated with both material and installation if you know it. So if you don't put anything in, that's fine. It just won't show up on the report. But you can enter in, for example, your material and any installation costs for tile, a connection cost. So if there's a cost associated with making each connection, for example, a miscellaneous fittings, so that is as a percentage of the total project cost. If you think that you're going to spend about 5% of the total material cost on fittings, it'll give you an estimate here. It is only an estimate, of course. If it's a surface project, you can also put in a cost per cubic yard, and it'll give you an estimated cost for the project there as well, based on your yards to be moved. And then we hit generate report, and it's going to ask us where we want to save it. So just save it to wherever. And now let's see, I have this PDF report. Let me just bring that one over and see if we can see what is in it. So you get a map on the first page. You get a system summary, information about your material requirements and also cost estimates. You see a screenshot or a grab of the profiles for each of your mains, other information there, and then we get a detailed line-by-line analysis, so all of the information and all of the design specifications as well for each run, including the target depths, the average depth, grades, which main your laterals are connecting to, etc., etc. And that's all in that main PDF report. Another option here is a save snapshot. So if you click on that one, it will save a high resolution JPEG of whatever you're looking at on the screen. So it'll, in this case, it would snap the map and the profile view. You can also export a snapshot of the map, so that'll just take the map area and create a high resolution PDF. I often like to do that in as well as the report. I also just add a higher resolution map showing the design. Further down, we have some field-ready exports. So if you're using Ditch Assist, for example, you can click on the Ditch Assist image and it'll create a JPEG and the associated world file that you could then load in whatever you're looking at on your design into the Ditch Assist app as a reference image. There are also some other options for Ditch Assist users here, so you can actually export your design and then load that in if you want. I don't always recommend that. My recommendation would be to always just use the design as a reference, maybe export the image and then go and survey the runs with your RTK. I don't recommend installing off the LiDAR. Other options, so for other systems like SD Drain or Ditch Pro, we've got an option here for a BMP with a world file. So again, that'll take the current map image, your current design, and let you load that in as a reference so that you can then resurvey the runs with your RTK in the field. We have a KMZ, so that will load into something like Google Earth, give you a view of your design there as well. You can export your design as a shapefile, so you could load that into other GIS or your farm management software if it supports shapefiles, and you can export your design as a KML also. If you've downloaded the flow lines, so if you've sent your data to be processed on our server and you've got your flow lines. You can export those out as a KML. And you've also got options here to download the raw LiDAR. So if you've used the tool to fetch the LiDAR for the field, you can actually download the LiDAR data as a GeoTIFF, which you could then use in other GIS software, or again, just to have a backup so that you have your LiDAR data backed up as well. It's your data, you can feel free to use it. We've also got options for an OptiSurface export, so that would be if just the LiDAR data, it'll actually convert the LiDAR into a point format that then you could use in OptiSurface to create your surface drainage design. Geo-Surface doesn't create land leveling designs, but we do have the ability to convert the LiDAR into the format that you would need for something like OptiSurface. And then if you had an AGS file from OptiSurface, you can import that back into the project as well. And we'll create a DEM, or digital elevation model, for it, but you need to have a field boundary loaded for that. So the idea here would be, maybe firstly you were going to land level your field, and then you were going to tile it. You could firstly then use Geo-Surface to export out the raw data that needed for OptiSurface, so it'll convert the LiDAR into the correct format. You can then have that designed in OptiSurface. They'll send you back this AGS file of the proposed surface, and then you can create your tile design based on the proposed finished grade rather than how it is now. That's the idea there. So again, lots of different options, lots of different ways, and we will be looking at options to add additional exports here, any additional functionality based on user feedback as well. So don't be afraid to reach out if there's something missing that you're looking for.